everybody and welcome to my new channel. I am Simskey and I am here building on The Sims 4. You'll see that I have some expansion packs already built into the game. I just thought I'd show you those first. So I've got seasons, I've got Get Famous, I've got pets, all the rest of it. I've got all the game packs, that includes Parenthood, Vampires, Dine Out. I've got the lot. When it comes to the stuff packs, there's a few missing. So my first pet stuff, fitness stuff, bowling night stuff, backyard stuff. I'm missing those, and the spooky stuff as well. Those ones just really did not interest me. So we are going to be building a British bungalow. So this is going to take place in two parts. So this part's going to be on the main build and getting our outline of our house, and then the next part is going to be on furnishing. Decided not to do it all in one, partially because it's my first time of editing, so I'm still getting to grips with things. I'm not the most expert at this, but also because then it allows us to actually take our time and see what I really did. What you're seeing now is I have done a hallway, and yeah, I put my front door in first. Now, some people might think I'm raving mad for putting a front door in straight away, but to me, that just gives me the chance to see, right, how big do I want this hallway to be? On either side of the hallway itself, I'm putting in a study and a playroom for children. I've done that either side because I'm following. Well, I say I'm following. I've seen a few floor plans on Google Images. Some are similar to this, but then I have sort of combined a few together. So I'm not going to show you the images of them just because this isn't following one directly. I've made a lot of alterations. For example, this house is going to have a pool room in it. Most of the ones that I've seen on Google Images for British builds don't have a pool in them, but some of our more expensive houses in our area in Lincolnshire, which is where I'm from, do have them. So I just wanted to put them in because I thought that'd be a bit of fun. I also quite like it when you've got an indoor pool area. I mean, if you think about it, in the UK we get a lot of rain, so we've got to have it indoors. Having an outdoor pool, not really. I think if I could have changed anything though, the windows that are on it, I've put large windows in, which you'll see soon, but I probably would have changed that and had it that it was a concertina type window so that you could open it out onto the garden, but we can't have everything in the Sims now, can we? So this big room that you're seeing now on the screen was originally going to be a garage, but I decided to raise the terrain. Although raising the terrain was a great idea, it then looks a bit strange if you put a garage door on it. You'll see in a bit that I sort of take it out and then I'm going to put it back in again, and I couldn't make my mind up. But that's because, okay, we could have had it lower, but then it was going to play up with roofs. We could have had it raised, but then it doesn't look right with the garage door on it. So I decided in the end to change that so that it would be more of like a games room or something. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. You'll have to wait and see when it comes to the furnishing next time. This build has 4 bedrooms on it. We've got a master suite. We've got 2 bedrooms with a joined bathroom, which you see on the left. And then we've got an extra bedroom that's also on the left there, which has its own bathroom. That could be either a guest room or a teenager's room. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet. The centre, which you're seeing me build now, is going to have an open floor plan. I mean, at the moment the hallway looks quite closed off, but I'm going to be opening that up very soon. And that is so that I can have a kitchen, a living room, dining room, and the hallway all flow into one. So when I do the furnishing of this next time, you'll see that I will make the wallpapers and floorings match the same. This bit here that I'm building now looks a bit strange at the moment, but it's making it so there's a hallway down to the bedrooms. Also, it means I'm going to have that sticky out bit where it's going to be where the fireplace will end up going. That's so that I can have alcoves in it. I'm not sure if I'm going to put chest drawn shelves or if I'm going to do bookcases there yet. I haven't made my mind up. These windows, I think, are from the Seasons pack. Yeah, they are. Same with the front door. Love these windows, particularly in the white colour, because it just gives it quite a modern feel. But also, like on my house here in the UK, we have like a white frame to our windows, plastic sort of framing, and it just reminds me of that. So I thought that would be quite good for a British type build. On the back here, I'm going to end up putting in larger windows though, because I like to be able to see out onto, see the larger windows going in now, so that we can see out onto that back garden. Because although we don't do the back garden this time, I wanted to be able to make sure that we could view it easily and get in the full view of that water that it's overlooking. What you will find is that I am building this in Newcrest, on the map of Newcrest. Now the reason I'm doing that is because my aim over the next few videos is to fill up all of the spaces on Newcrest. It might be that at the end of it that we can then play a let's play, but we'll not get too far ahead of ourselves at the moment. Let's focus on the building. Now you'll see here the garage looks a little bit strange, and it's because it was at this point that I was debating on making it into a garage or whether I'm going to do a games room. And so I'd raised the terrain for the rest of it, but then for that part I'd kept it quite low. The thing that I experienced then soon was that when it came to roofing it, nightmare. Roofing is not my speciality to begin with. I prefer the actual main building and the decorating parts, definitely. The doors that I'm using here are just a plain white door. Now I know they're quite rare in The Sims, and we would like the modern door really to become quite white, but until we get those, I thought these were quite a good substitute for it. The study itself though, I wanted to have a nice double door, which is what I'm trying to work out right now, is what door are we going to put in for that study. This back area, I decided to put the door around to the side, and it's because trying to get one that's tall enough that will match is hard work with those windows. I love using those windows, so I wasn't going to avoid them. You'll see there that the playroom is going to be on that left hand side. That's why I've put an archway through to the main living space. I was going to originally do it into the hallway, but I thought if I had kids in my own house, I wouldn't want them to be going into the hallway to then into the playroom. I'd want to still be able to see them, and to be able to do that, you were going to have it onto the living room so that they could see you and you could see them. Otherwise, I could imagine all the toys would be trailing into the living room and not staying in the playroom, because they'd want to be with you anyway. At least then it means that you can see them and they can see you. That half wall that's going in is going to be where our kitchen starts. My plan is that I'm going to be putting worktops in there, and then they're going to go off on a diagonal. You'll see more of that next time. I think this is where I'm about to start playing with roofs. It is. So I skipped forward and I didn't show you me playing with the roofs, and that is because A, I'm really bad at them, and B, because it took me a little bit of fiddling about with to get it right and to make it so that I could have what is now the games room on there instead of a garage. I think if I'd have built this on the floor, I'd have had a garage, or if I'd have done it separately, but I didn't. I decided as well to add a side door off the garage, and the reason for that is I was thinking about if you have cats or dogs especially, and you were to take them out on a walk, what is the betting that they will come back muddy? I know my two, I've got two Springer Spaniels, they certainly come back very, very muddy, and so I would want a side door for them to be able to go into, and it also leads through to where a bathroom's going to be. That bathroom would then have a shower on it, so you could wash those dogs. The bathroom is placed in that hallway leading down where my cursor is now. The pool room is something that I do decorate in this episode, and the reason I did that is because I thought it was a little bit separate to the house. So I decided to add those bits in. It might change next episode, you never know, but I thought we would just give it a go today. I don't end up getting round in this episode to doing the back garden. I wanted to leave that for next time and make a real decision over what we actually put in. But you see all that back has got those big windows, so everybody can see out from the master suite to the guest bedroom, living room. You've got a full view. Here I'm putting in a bit of a grilling area, a bit of a patio sort of thing. And I've added also a door from the master bedroom out onto that grilling area, because I thought then at least they could, you know, it's a bit like having a balcony, isn't it? You can go out and do that. So here we go then, we're doing the pool room now. I've kept it quite even spaced. I'm a bit OCD when it comes to that, it has to be said. This hot tub, although I put it there at the moment, is going to move. I don't end up liking having it tucked in that corner, so I end up moving it and changing the shape of the pool a bit. I also added a bit of a gym into this area. Go, look, see, we're moving that hot tub now, and then I'll add that pool in at that side because I think that looks much better. You often see that pools end up with a hot tub attached to them in our facilities here, so I thought that that was a good idea. I've even allowed yoga mats. I don't think they stay over there yet. We're moving back over to this window. I did 3 of that colour, and it's because I'd already got a bit of an idea in mind of what colour I was going to do the walls and the flooring, which I think we'll do now. Yeah, so I used sort of like a beigey, light browny sort of colour in the end. See, there we go. And I think I did the matching floor tiles for that too. Yeah, matching floor tiles are going in now. It's just where I thought it was quite bright for the room, but also gave it that quite neutral palette. Yeah, we've got 2 lots of steps going in, and I also added a diving board. I'm hoping they're going to have enough room. I'm going to look at that next time to see whether the diving board really ought to be staying, because the thing I don't like is if you were to view it in first person mode, if the sim ends up jumping into the roof, then it makes it look a bit weird. And I like to try and make these as realistic as possible, so I'll have a look at that and make sure. I've added lots of lighting into there as well. And I'm going to add some ceiling lights in now. Look, I like to use these ones. There's a lot of people that play The Sims on YouTube that you'll see will use these and just size them down. And the reason is because they're so bright, and then you can add your own lights to them to make it look pretty like I'm doing now, but at least you've got that brightness there to start off with. Because one of the things that I find with The Sims is that it can be quite dark, and it's a bit like when you're playing, if you've got it on auto lights, I can find that to be a bit of a nightmare too. I've been playing The Sims since The Sims 1 first came out. I mean, that just tells you how long I've been playing. And it doesn't matter which version I've played in, I've always had to go and put in lights. Lights have been one of the things that is needed all the time. Yes, we've got quite a modern picture on the wall there. There's not too much space in here for wall art, it has to be said. But I gave that its own picture lighting, and I think I've added some plants into these corners, if I remember right, just to keep with that theme. It was clipping into the wall bit there, so I used the Alt key to just move them forward, because I've got move objects on. This build will be available on the gallery. On the gallery, my username is Simskey7. Why it wouldn't let me have Simskey, I don't know, but I am Simskey7. I've been on the gallery for some time, and I've had some people that have wanted me to start building on YouTube, so I thought, well, I'll give it a go. It's a bit of fun. So I'm not claiming to be an expert at any of this. You will find some of my previous builds that have never been recorded that are on there already. So here we go, we're putting lights into all of the different rooms. These lights are really useful for all of this. Let's light the joint up so we can see ready for next time. I think this build's going to turn out quite nicely so long as I get the decoration right. I'm actually thinking for the main living room and kitchen to do a sort of black and white theme. I might add another colour in, like maybe a blue. A blue would be quite nice in there, maybe like a bright blue or something. I'm not sure yet. Depends with the decoration of living rooms. I always find it's a sofa. If you find the right sofa and the right rug, then you're on to a winner, because until you've found those, you're not going very far. Okay, so we've added in the same sort of fencing around the front as we did around the back. I'm adding in a fence now, I think, around the actual main back garden. I might change the shape of this back garden yet, because at the minute it's very boxy, but I've not really decided what's going in there. As I say, we're going to do the front garden now, and we will do the back garden in the next part. This is, I don't know why I didn't do this freeform, to be quite honest with you, but this is a little fountain that I'm adding into the front garden, because it was a nice little area to fill. I could have put a tree there, but I didn't feel it was quite right, so we're just trying to get the right size fountain. I think in the end, I think that's the one I go with. Yeah, it is, and I added a few extra little features onto it. Yeah, some of the algae growing across there, some lily pads end up going in as well, and I think I had some lighting in there too. I think the hard thing with fountains is to keep them quite bright and make sure that you've actually got the right amount of lighting for these. I like these ones because they've got the flowers in them. You know, you've got the proper lilies in there, of decent size. I just wish we could have little ornamental frogs, to be honest, to put on it. That'd be quite cool. I could spawn some, I suppose. Wouldn't be quite right though, wouldn't be the same. Yeah, I added a couple of little extra fountains in here. I think I did a fish one. I think I also did another one. But I think that was just a main fountain that shoots up. I end up doing there when I make my mind up in the end. Yeah, here's the lighting going in now. I just added some to the flooring, and I think I turned it to night mode so I could see how well is this really lighting up. And it does make it a bit brighter so that we can really see what's going on. I did quite like this in the end though. I think now we're going to be adding in some bushes round to the other side. There's my sim at the front there, which, guess what, is named Simskey. You're probably going to see her in a few of the builds, although I might just do it from the world view for the other houses that we built. See, I gave her a limit of 300,000 to start off with, I think. If she doesn't end up using any of it, I will send her down to rags to riches type money and send it back down to zero before we actually start any gameplay with this sim. Here we go, bushes going in. I think that looks quite nice. I didn't actually decorate the front porch, I don't think, not yet, but we can do that in the next episode. There's plenty of time for that. Front path, I think, is going to be going in, as well as the floorboards. See, it was a bit difficult. I wanted it to be like a decking style porch, but trying to get the right style floorboards for that was actually quite difficult. I think I went with these ones in the end, and I just changed it so that we had like a gravel path going up to the front steps. Over on this left hand side, I'm going to be adding in a tree here. I did this one with the lanterns in it. I really like this tree. It's not very often that I get to use it though, so I added that in because I thought I could get it a reasonable enough distance from the house that it wasn't going to clip into it or interfere with my actual gameplay if we were playing in this house. A few bushes here in the corner. I like to add a bit of mud underneath them and make it look like you've actually planted them. And there we go, here we are into the screenshots. This is our floor plan. You will see a labelled one in a moment. And this is the outside. I think it's looking quite nice. I might change those roof tiles yet though. I haven't quite made my mind up if I want them a bit of a darker colour, maybe a dark brown or maybe a black. Okay, another view of the floor plan. And this one just shows you what each room is actually going to be. So you can see we've got 4 different bedrooms. If you've liked what you've seen in this episode, please do like and subscribe. I'm new to this, so I will learn. Thank you very much for watching.